So is this working? That is the question. I suppose it is. So I'm recording as we speak. And this is Desmos online, desmos.com. It's really powerful and helpful for visualizing what's happening when we have families of functions and we're moving them around, when we're reflecting them, translating them left and right, up and down, and stretching them and shrinking them. So I really wanted you to see this. So what you can do is you should see on the left side here that you can type. You can either go down here and use like y equals, or let's just get used to the f of x stuff. So I'm actually going to use my regular keyboard for this right now, but f parenthesis x equal sign on the regular keyboard. And if I want x squared, I have an x, and see, it gives that line because it thinks that I just have y equals x right now. But if I want x squared, I got to go to the up high to the exponent. So I'm going to use shift 6, which brings me up there, and hit the number 2. And so I have the x squared graph, and you can see that 0, 0 is the origin, 0, 0 is the vertex. It's the minimum is what we would call it on this graph. Okay, so it's the lowest point on the graph, which means that the range of this graph is only positive numbers and 0. So y greater than or equal to 0 is the range of this graph. And the line of symmetry going right through the middle here is your x equals, do you remember, guys? The y-axis here, the y-axis is x equals 0, right? The line x equals 1 would be right here. The line x equals 2 would be this one. So x equals 0 is this is our axis of symmetry here. So the point 1, 1, sorry, the point 1, 1, right about there, is reflected over the line of symmetry from, and over here it would be reflected, or you can think about like you're folding the graph over this line. So it would be the point negative 1, 1. So those 2 points are right across the street from each other. And the same thing with if you went to 2, because if you did 2 squared here, 2 squared is 2 squared is 4. Negative 2 squared is 4. Because if you put a negative 2 for the x and you times it by itself, you'll get 4. So the 4 is also right across the street. 2, 4 and negative 2, 4. Those 2 points. So another powerful thing you can do with this is you can put an A or a B or whatever you want. Just hit that on your keyboard in the front. And it says add slider. You can say, yeah, go ahead. And it puts this extra piece in here that you can either play something or you can click and drag this. Right now it's at 1. When A is 1, this is what that graph looks like. Now remember the coefficient, the number in front of x squared. Remember if you like had 2 there, it's kind of like it's a vertical, when it's a number bigger than 1, it's a vertical stretch. So if I like moved it over here to somewhere around 2, you're going to see that it sort of closes it up. It makes it go up faster. It's like sloping up faster. You can think about it like slope, kind of. And so that is the vertical stretch. And if I bring it back this way and bring it less than 1, okay, then you can see that it's opening up, or somebody's pushing it down. This is the vertical compression or vertical shrink. So that's the A number. You don't really need that anymore. Let's get rid of that slider. You can get rid of these. You can also do this. Click here and the graph just goes away. Notice I got one down here that is not there because I clicked. So you could sort of, you don't have to delete these when you make them. You can just uncheck them, which is really cool. I called this one g of x, and I'm going to say, let's make it x squared. Remember, shift 6. x squared plus 3. And you can see that it shifted or moved that graph basically up 3. I can't, it's fixed and locked. I can move this around if I unlock it. You might wonder how I got nice numbers in here. I can describe that too. So if you want like integers like this, I can show you how to do that. But I did want to show you that the point 0, 0 got moved up to 0 over up 3. So 0, 3 is that point. And I think we can put a point on there. I don't know how to do a slider point. I'm not sure how to do that right now. I'll figure that out later and tell you. Anyways, so this is a shift up 3 units. And if I go ahead and just say, make it a minus, you can see that it moved the parent function down 3 units. And this is the new child. Okay? Oh, and it actually gave me that point, 0 over 3 down, instead of 0, 0, which is what that one would be right there. 0, 0, and this one, 0, 3 down. Right? So, you know, you can do all sorts of things with these, and this is sort of similar, like imagine we had the absolute value bars around this, and we said it would move it 3 which way? You want to guess? It would move the original function. This one is going to slide which way? It's going to slide over to the left. So it shifted left 3 units. Because if you put -3 for the x in here, you would have 0 as an answer for the y. So this is the point, -3 for x, 0 for the y. Now, final thing is, before we this is a good beginner touch of how we can, using the quadratic function, these parabolas, they call them, right? And this is, let's go to right here, the little arrow, the little wrench, and you can see that I said, yes, I want to see the axis numbers. You could get rid of the numbers and see they go away. That's really cool too. Put the axis numbers back there. You don't want the grid? Boom, grid's gone. Super cool. Put the grid back. You don't want to label the x-axis? You could get rid of that. And you don't even have an x-axis there. Oh, the label's there. So here's how I did the numbers right here. I typed a -8 because I want to start at -8 for the x. So I want all the x's that are between -8 and 8. And this is really something you should play around with, because on the test, on all our tests, I want you to be able to use this where x is between two numbers or y is between two numbers. So I put -8, 8, because that's what I wanted, -8, and I have 8 over here. And I did the same thing with my y. And then I said that I want it to step up by ones, so it's using integers, like it's going from -8 to -7, add 1, add 1, add 1, add 1, right? So you have to do the ones there. And that's kind of cool. And I said lock the viewport. I guess I could unlock it, and then we can move it around a little bit by clicking and dragging. Okay? So there you have it. Pretty cool. Let's try this to shut it down. What do I do? 5. And say stop.